Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Lexington. Wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. So glad you're with me this morning. I thought I was going to be late because that picture behind me, when I'm looking into the camera, it looks crooked. But it's not. It's totally straight. I don't understand what's going on. So if I push it up here to make it look straight in the camera, then it's crooked on the wall. And the eyes I have in the back of my head notice that. But I'm really glad you're with me this morning. You know, I was thinking as I was getting ready that maybe I had talked on miracles recently, but I'm going to have to start writing down my topics in a notebook somewhere. I have a notebook here somewhere, and I think I'll drag it out and just try to not repeat things, but usually I mark on the talk if I've, you know, what the date was and everything. But anyway, glad you're with me this morning. I'm not going to have a song this morning because all this material I have on miracles is several pages, about 4 pages long, that I've typed out here. And I want to be sure that you get all the gist of everything. So, okay. So let's begin with prayer. And I'm going to go ahead and play Pete's music to get us started this morning. So I just invite you to take a nice deep breath. And allow my words to be the words of your heart. God, I know you know the dreams and visions you have for me because you placed them there in my heart. So my promise, God, is to nurture them, to give them life, and to have them live through me because you are the source that has given me these great dreams and visions. I pray this morning that I am able to remove any blocks or any thought of limitation toward the dreams and visions you've placed in my heart. And God, I know that you've placed these dreams and visions in my heart so that I may have greater good in my life. Oh, yes. Thank you, God. So I just invite you for just a few moments this morning to give life to the dreams and visions in your heart. No matter how long ago they were placed there, it makes no matter. There's no time. There's no end of time in God. There's only infinity. So God, I am grateful for the dreams and visions you've placed in my heart. And my prayer this morning is that I dedicate this hour, this 40 minutes to you, God, to your will and your work. And in the Buddhist tradition, may all beings be happy and free. May I be happy and free. So it is. Amen and amen. All right. So, we're going to begin this morning with my announcements. And what I need to say again is that our services are on Facebook Live, and of course you know that if you're watching. But the thing is, excuse me, we put them on YouTube, but I don't know what's going on with YouTube because the last video I saw on there was April 18th, so my daughter's looking into it. She's tech savvy, and she's going to help us with it this morning. So I don't know what's going on, but they're delayed, but they'll be there. So don't give up, please. I ask you not to. And to your friends that you recommend, watch us on YouTube, don't give up. I mean, a lot of them are there. Probably not all of them, but a lot of them. All right, and so for copyright reasons, we've removed the songs in the beginning and at the end of the service. So I hate that, and they usually don't take anything off of Facebook, but they did take the last 4 or 5 minutes off of our Easter service, which I just hated. But I have purchased, the church has purchased a copyright license, or a license to play copyright stuff. So I'm hoping those days are gone now forever. I hope so. I did that through Unity. So we begin this morning with our prayer list, which is ever growing, and I'm really glad that it is, because I think that tells me that people understand that there's power in shared intention. So that makes me feel like things are really, being, so many are giving us requests to hold it in prayer and hold the light, and know that you out there are praying every day for this list of people who have asked for support. So we pray for peace and harmony in our community, our nation, and our world, for divine wisdom and guidance for our national and world leaders, for all those who are suffering from and have transitioned due to the coronavirus, which thank God is abating, for their grieving families and friends, as well as our first responders, frontline, and essential workers, especially Nicole and Leslie. Please pray for healing for Jenny, Diane, the baby Elora Jade, Wendy and her family, who are Michelle, Madison, Michael, Kayla, Caleb, Braden, and Dennis. For Alicia, Mark, Gloria, Deanna, Lynn, Carol and her fur baby Beanie, Sandy, Sylvia, for Reverend Megan and her family, and for Betsy and her fur baby Chloe Faith. Chloe Faith, isn't that a beautiful name? So again, if you'd like prayer support, email me at revcarolunity.com. Put an E on my name for sure, or PM me on Messenger. We are honored to support you in prayer and in shared intentions. And I give thanks for all of you who are supporting the ministry. You've been doing that over a year now since we've been online, and I'm so amazed and honored that you all still support this spiritual community. And I want you to start praying about us in our reopening, because that's hopefully in the works. So I want to thank all of you who are donating. If you're new to this page, you can go to the page and hit the Shop Now button. Now that's the public page. I know I should know whether the private page has a link or not, but I should research that this week. But anyway, I do want to thank you for your support. But hit the Shop Now on the Unity of Lexington page, public page, and it should take you to PayPal immediately. And if you're having any difficulty at all, please let me know. Email me and let me know, or call me, or whatever. My number and everything's on the page. Feel free. So we're going to begin this morning. Hey, Judy. My camera shows you the only person watching, but I'm glad you're with me. That's really great. Today, for our sacred reading, I chose a reading from the book Course in Miracles, and I know that's backwards, and I apologize. But there are 50 principles of miracles in chapter 1 called The Meaning of Miracles. And of course, that's what this whole book is about, A Course in Miracles. So I just wanted to share a few with you that really resonated with me. Hi, Joe and Peg. Oh, we got some more people watching. I don't think I started early, did I? I hope not. Anyway, everybody's sleeping in this morning. All right, first principle of miracles that I'll share with you, and it is number 1. There is no order of difficulty in miracles. One is not harder or bigger than another. They are all the same. They are all expressions of love that are maximal. Isn't that nice to know? Because you always think in terms of miracles of being a big miracle, a little miracle. Hey, Linda and Mac and all your critters. Hello, everyone. Oh gosh, did I? Oh yeah, okay. All right, the next one I'll share with you. Miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. The real miracle is the love that inspires them. In this sense, everything that comes from love is a miracle. Right. Next one. Miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. It doesn't say you've done anything wrong. If they're not occurring, because it says they're natural, it means that something along the way, something in that circuit has been broken. Miracles are everyone's right. I like that one. Prayer is the medium of miracles. Through prayer, love is received, and through miracles, love is expressed. Oh, I love that, love that, love that. Okay. I'll share a few more. Well, this one's a good one, and I really believe it. Miracles are natural signs of forgiveness. Through miracles, you accept God's forgiveness by extending it to others. Yeah. And miracles should inspire gratitude, not awe. You should thank God for what you really are. And the children of God are holy, and the miracle honors their holiness. Yes. And finally, miracles are examples of right thinking, aligning your perceptions with truth as God created it. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Okay. Oh, I do have one more because it's so apropos for what I'm talking about today. Miracles arise from a miraculous state of mind or a state of miracle readiness. You got that? Yeah. Amen to that. So I thought that was so apropos to share from that book. I've gotten so much out of that book. I'm not a student per se of Course in Miracles, but I go to it every now and then for really good quotes. I have read it. It's a really interesting book, and it was according to the people who publish it. Jesus came through Helen Schuckman and another gentleman whose name I don't recall. And the voice for Jesus dictated to them all that's in this book, which I think is marvelous. You know, the people think, oh, well, the last thing we heard from God or Jesus or anyone was the Bible. That's not true. That's not true. Jesus is coming through people all the time. God's coming through all of us all the time. And Jesus is out there doing his work on the other side just as he did on this plane of existence. So, all right, we are going to have a meditation this morning. So I just invite you to close your outer eyes. Take a nice deep breath. Today, let's say yes to God. Whenever we have a God thought, sometimes the God thought is very specific, and it may be something like, turn here, do this, read this, share this. You have to really listen, because God's voice doesn't come in with guns a-blazing or fireworks or anything like that. So today, let's do a spiritual experiment and say yes to God as we listen to our divine guidance and the divine wisdom that is God, that is within us. So let's make the sacred commitment today to say yes to God, even if just for these 24 hours. God may intuit us, don't eat that food, it's not good for you in your body. God may intuit us, you need to call so-and-so. It's been a really long time, and they're wanting to hear from you. God may say, hold the door for that elderly person or that person who's having difficulty moving. God may say, I love you and I want you to share that love, at least with one person today. Either in person, texting, on the phone, emailing. So many ways we can communicate. So, let's say yes to God for this one day. Just this one day. Who knows? Miracles may happen when we say yes to God. Because we're in a state of surrender, which we need to be for miracles to manifest in our life. When we're in surrender, our arms are open wide to life as it comes to us, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, just to open our arms and say, God, yes. I say yes to you. Let's just go into the silence for a few moments this morning with the affirmation we speak within our heart. I say yes to you, God, today. I say yes. And God will give us the strength and the courage to say yes. Because it's easy to say no and shut it all out. But not today. Let's go into the silence today, saying, yes, God. Yes, God. Okay, nice deep breath. We bring our attention back now to this place, to this room, this time. Open our eyes. And now we look forward to all the wonderful experiences and miracles we will have, saying yes to God. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Absolutely love it. Hope you enjoyed it. All right. Well, I'm going to begin this morning, as I always, not always, but most of the time do, with a funny that I want to share with you. A cowboy rode into town and stopped at a saloon for a drink. Unfortunately, the locals always had a habit of picking on strangers. When he finished his drink, he found his horse had been stolen. He went back into the bar, handily flipped his gun in the air, caught it above his head without even looking, and fired a shot into the ceiling. Which one of you sidewinders, that's a funny name, I used to hear it, but you don't anymore. Which one of you sidewinders stole my horse? He yelled forcefully. No one answered. All right, I'm going to have another beer, and if my horse isn't back outside by the time I finish, I'm going to do what I done in Texas. And I don't like to have to do what I done in Texas. Some of the locals shifted and shifted restlessly, and the man, true to his word, had another beer, walked outside, and his horse had been returned to the post. He saddled up and started to ride out of town. The bartender wandered out of the bar and asked, "Say, partner, before you go, what happened in Texas?" The cowboy turned back and said, "I had to walk home." I needed that this morning. I'm sorry, I also need to blow my nose. Good old Lexington, Ohio Valley allergies. Okay. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that joke. I like it. I like it. And I'm just going to have to look up the meaning of sidewinder. I don't have a clue, but I bet it's interesting. Now I'm going to have a drink. I love live video, don't you? Blow your nose, have a drink. Hey, this is me. All right, the title of my talk this morning is It's a Miracle. I want you to say out loud wherever you are, I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. Yay! And also, I'd like you to say, my life's a miracle. My life is a miracle. Yay! Woo! Doesn't that just have you feel great? Like that guy in the crazy ad on TV where he supposedly killed and his girlfriend's like crying hysterically. And somebody's watching it on, telling Alexa to play it over again or something, and the guy that's asking it to be played over, that has Alexa, asked the girl, said, did so-and-so die? It's some kind of series. And she goes, yep. So he said, would you do that over? And so she goes, yep. So the guy that's supposedly dying, I know this is irrelevant, but it's the kind of things that make me laugh. And the guy that's dying goes, okay. She said, can you do it again? He goes, okay. And he goes, like that. So to me, saying, I believe in miracles, is like, it's that new energy. All right, I'm going to be serious, sort of. Well, I'm talking about miracles. I don't see any laughing emojis. Am I the only one laughing here? Come on, guys. I'm talking about miracles this morning because I think it's such a fascinating subject. It's a topic I dearly love, and I will never tire of hearing. It's so fascinating. And if I've shared it recently, I apologize, but I think what I'm sharing today is a different, thank you for those emojis. I think what I'm sharing today is an expansion of what I've maybe shared recently. But, you know, we take miracles for granted. We really do. You think not? We take the miracle of birth for granted. We take the miracle of the planets and travel into space. To me, that's a miracle that we can even do that. You know, we take for granted the miracle of the body. The body heals itself. I hope you know that. The body heals itself. Now, it may have some help in healing itself, but the body does the work. And any physician will tell you, I don't do the healing. I just facilitate it. I just help create the environment for it, whatever. But absolutely, the body does it. So I hope you all realize that too. I want to share the story with you about a young man that was in a workshop that we had up at my church in Louisville, and it was in the early days of our founding, and this was called an I Am workshop. And so I won't get into all the details of that, but it was a very powerful workshop. And he came, and his name is John, and he said, I said, well, you know, sometimes we'd have like, it was called the White Stone ceremony. I haven't done it since I've been online because I think it's not as effective, but I gave out white stones that were mined in Jerusalem, and you would take and write on there something following the I am, and people would put, I am a mother, or I am an author, or I am a dancer, or whatever, and these things would happen. So it was like that. He had written out, I am an actor. And at the time, he was employed at a casino as a dealer. He was making lots of money, but he was so unhappy. And so, lo and behold, after he did that workshop and started writing that out and speaking that for himself, he ended up in California. He quit the job at the casino, which was the biggest step, because he had tried and tried to do it and really had not been able to. Excuse me. So, anyway, I am an actor. So he ended up in California, and now he is acting. And granted, it's a hobby, but he's doing it. And in some instances, I think he said he has been paid. Now, I've kind of lost touch with him, but isn't that wonderful? Just simply using the great I am and following it with your ideal. Don't follow it with things like I am sick, I am tired, I am broke, I'm unhappy. Follow it with wonderful, wonderful possibilities. I am an actor. So I admire him for doing that, and I think it's really awesome. Now, I do want to just say real quickly that all these ideas that I'm sharing with you today come from a lot of books that I've collected over the years about miracles. And some of them are, gosh, my nose is so itching. I must have somebody come see me today, my mom used to say. Shortcut to a Miracle is one title. 12 Conditions of a Miracle. Dare to Dream, and the subtitle is Healing Fears, Creating Miracles, and Living Your Dreams. And Stuart Wilde's book, which is the best, and Wilde is spelled with an E. Okay, his book is called Miracles. Little tiny thin book. I don't know if it's still in print or not, but it's wonderful. And then also I'm sharing with you information shared by the motivational speaker and author Marcy Shimhoff. Now, the first requirement for a miracle is to believe in them. Yes. Yes. But we also need to understand and know, which we're going to talk about, we need to help create the conditions where miracles can show up. And how do we do that? So I'm going to share with you some tips on how to create the conditions for a miracle in your life. Who doesn't want to have that? So the first one that I mentioned is believe. The second one is to co-create the opening for miracles and the channel for you to participate in the miracle. That's the second one. The third one is to create your miracle from a soul or a heart intention. So I'm going to make a few comments about these three principles, spiritual principles. You have to believe. Jesus lived in Nazareth. The people of Nazareth did not believe in him. So therefore, it says in our sacred scripture, he couldn't do any miracles. Because they would say things like, well, isn't he just the son of a carpenter? And we know who his mother's brothers and sisters are. That's what they said. And they said things like, well, where does he get all this info? Meaning, who does he think he is? Yeah. So he was, because of the lack of belief in that town, in that area, he could not perform any miracles. So the people of Nazareth made the choice not to believe in Jesus. They made the choice to believe that he wasn't capable of anything great. And so the universe mirrored to them their beliefs. That's what the universe does for us. It mirrors to us our beliefs. So we can check them out, so we can reinforce them, so we can, what's the word I want? So we can nurture them. Yeah. So what we know is that in order to move into a higher, more expansive belief, we may be required to step into the unknown. And for some of us, that's really scary, to move away from the beliefs of our family and of origin and to move away from the beliefs of the world. Yeah, because that's unknown territory. Would you agree? Here's what Stuart Wilde, that I mentioned earlier, it has that book called Miracles, had to say about miracles. And I just think this is so powerful. In his book Miracles, he says it's important to know that your miracle is on its way to you. To know that you know that you know. Do you know what I'm talking about there? I know you do. And he strongly advises we should not try to figure out how. He says we just need to leave it to the universe that the miracle's on its way. And know, he says. And when he says no, this means believe it, feel it, and speak it. All these efforts, the belief, the knowing, the speaking, all need to go in the same direction. Because if we truly believe, then we won't allow anything in to sabotage the miracle. It will because that causes us to come out of alignment with the miracle. So I've shared this affirmation in the past with you, and it bears repeating. What you believe you receive, and what you doubt you'll do without. That's really easy to remember, and that's a huge truth with a capital T. What you believe you will receive, and what you doubt you will do without. Okay. Oh, and finally, he says, we need to leave logic outside of the door of miracles. He says, and this is really strong, logic is death to that part of you that is the miracle maker. Logic is death to miracles. Whoa. Now here's another thing we have to deal with. Marcy Shimhoff, author and speaker I mentioned earlier, talks about the negativity bias. And what she explains is that we are 80% still to this day wired with caveman stuff in our brain. 80% of this part of our brain and our thoughts are programmed to be negative and have become Velcro to the negative and Teflon for the positive, is what she says. The negative sticks really easy in our minds because of those genes that we still inhabit. And she said this is the kind of thinking that goes back to caveman days to preserve life, to, what's the word I want? Survival. So it's about survival. And so we need to understand these biological concepts so that we understand how our brain works. So if we know that about our brains, then we can go to another place with our thoughts. We can deny those thoughts because we know where they're coming from biologically, and we can say no to that and go to the Teflon part of our brain. the Velcro part of our brain where it sticks, that it is possible. Okay. So we have to believe that we have the power to co-create miracles. This is another part of our belief. We have the power to co-create. We have the power to partner with God and co-create our dreams and miracles. Okay, we set the intention to break through any barriers that we may encounter along the way so that we can co-create. We set the intention. We think about what's possible, and we commit to doing everything we can to support that opening for that miracle. We think on it, we speak it, and we commit to whatever actions we are intuited to carry out. God didn't just place the miracle in our heart and then just say, see ya, you're on your own. It doesn't work that way. So all of these things I just mentioned, thinking on it, speaking on it, committing to action, they create a kind of miracle environment, okay? A miracle setting. It's like miracle. What? Hey, I just thought of plants. I use Miracle Grow all the time on my plants. Use Miracle Grow on yourself. So, believe in the miracle and believe that you have the power of co-creation with Spirit, with God, to bring the miracle about. And then you can participate in the miracle. And many people, they want a miracle, but they're not willing to participate in it. We have to be willing to move our lives into that vibration of participation, that vibration of a love where miracles are. So you've got to think about the miracle, because you and I cannot think about something that isn't already in existence. We can't. The fact that you think about it indicates that it's already existing in your mind. It's already existing in the realm of thought. So it's important to bring it from the realm of thought ultimately into manifestation. Everybody agree? Okay, take a nice deep breath. We think the thought of the miracle. We say to ourselves, this is what I want my miracle to look like. So I invite you right now to be really clear about what your miracle looks like. Okay? Think about what your miracle looks like. So I'm going to help you in making the decision for it, intending for it, and committing to it. I'm going to help you with that. I'm going to give you 8 steps to help you toward your miracle. So I ask you, as I mention these 8 steps, what would your miracle look like to you? All right, behind the asking is the something that is required, and that's the participation. I'll repeat it. Behind the asking is the something required, the participation. All right, there must be a willingness to move our lives into the vibration of aliveness and love for a miracle to occur. Third one, we must be clear what the miracle would look like. Clear. If we don't know, I mean, the angels be sitting up there trying to help us going, hey, I'm getting all these mixed signals. They don't really know what they want. Number 4, we must decide for it, which is the same as intending it. You must intend for you to have the miracle. All right. Number 5, we must create a special place in our heart for the miracle where it's nurtured in your heart. Next one, we must invite other visionaries to support us in the miracle. Don't hang out with people that say, oh, that'll never happen. Don't hang out with those people. Or at the very least, don't tell them what you're intending your miracle to be. Keep it to yourself. Catherine Bonder, Unity Minister and author says, you need to keep quiet about it because you need to nurture it, let it grow and develop. Yeah. You know, they've done those experiments on plants, and this popped into my head, where if you yell and say mean things to a plant, it'll wither. They've done those scientific experiments. So they're very, receptive to thoughts and spoken word. So if you say, I love you, and I'm going to feed you, I'm going to take care of you, you're so beautiful, which I do to my plants, then they respond great. They just respond so great. So if somebody's around you saying, that's never going to happen, or even if you're saying it within yourself, well, that's too big. Hey, if it's too big, it's coming from God. Trust me on that. It's surely coming from God if it's too big. So like I say, you don't have to be so drastic to cut them out of your life, but just don't talk to them about it. Don't let them say those words and plant those seeds in your heart. Okay. So that's what it means by invite other visionaries to support you in the miracle. Other people who are in alignment with you. Other people who support you. Other people who cheer you on. All right, next, we must follow the inner guidance. Oh, that is so important. And finally, every day we must give thanks for what it is we're grateful for in our lives, because we have so many miracles in our lives that we take for granted. We must have gratitude in our life every day. So all these things that I've shared with you, create an environment, create an opening and an energy of a field of love for your miracle to come rushing in. And all of these qualities that I've mentioned come from the heart and the soul. And that brings me to the third principle, major principle about creating miracles. The third ingredient, I should say, for a miracle. And that is, it must come from the soul and the heart as an intention. Now, if I say to myself, I want to lose 20 pounds, that affirmation has an ego vibration to it. But hear this. If these are just pointers, okay? If you want to lose 20 pounds, the best way to create a miracle for that to happen in your life is to say, I am fit, vibrant, and healthy in the body that reflects the soul that I am. Do you see the difference in the energy? I want to lose 20 pounds. I am fit, vibrant, and healthy in the body that reflects the soul that I am. That's coming from the heart. Yeah. All right. The energetic perspective we have while creating whatever it is, has a huge impact on our ability to manifest. And when we manifest from our soul intention rather than from our ego, that is when we enter into the miracle zone. Absolutely. So, everybody ready for your miracle? In closing this morning, I have a poem I'd like to share with you. It's found on the walls of the airport in the in France, the Charles de Gaulle Airport. I guess they still call it that. So many places keep changing the names of the airports, but anyway, it's written with a black felt tip pen. And people over the years have gone into that airport on that wall and have filled it in again and again so it doesn't fade. So and you can close your eyes, outer eyes, if you like. And this is obviously God speaking in these words. I need your hands. I live in heaven, so I have no hands to work on this earth, no feet to run the roads, no arms to embrace the children. So I have need of you. So I have made you. With your hands I can touch your brothers and sisters. With your eyes I can see their souls. With your feet I can walk and contemplate and reveal the kingdom right here on earth. With your compassion I can heal the wounded. With your presence I can comfort the afflicted. With your prayers I can free the troubled spirits and hearts. And with you I can bring forth miracles. So tell me, can I count on you? Wow is all I can say. Wow. Another great affirmation is, yes, you can count on me, God, to bring forth miracles through me. For the quickest miracles, the biggest miracles, the most fantastic miracles ever are the ones that come through us to help others. Yeah, that's it. That's probably the best way to create a miracle. So you might want to ask yourself, is my miracle going to bless only myself or others? If you want to put it on speed dial, have it bless others. All right, the song that I chose today to close with. Oh, let's say the prayer for protection together. I think that's really something we need to do, and sometimes I forget. Okay. And I'll say the newer version of it. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us, and we are the presence of God. Just as we just read, we are God's hands, eyes, feet, mind. I am the presence of God. We are the presence of God. And wherever God is, we are. And we are one. And so it is. All right, today's song is taken from the CD from Jana Stanfield, and it's called May Your Dreams Come True. So I love this, and I hope you like it too. And let's get it to the right track here. All right, here we go. I love you. Hope to see you next week.
Your dreams come true if you want them to, if you're willing to do what it takes. May we laugh and cry and always try to learn from our mistakes. And when we meet again, may we still be friends. And may your dreams come true if you want them to, if you're willing
what it takes. Everybody hear that?
May the wind be at your back. May you never know a lack of money or of friends. Till the next time our paths cross, may you never feel lost, and may you know a love that never ends. May your dreams come true if you want them to, if you're willing to do what it takes. May we laugh and cry and always try to learn from our mistakes. And when we meet again, may we still be friends. And may your dreams come true if you want them to, if you're willing to do what it takes. When it's time to say goodbye, we can look back and see why fate brought us to this place. Though I'm sad to see us part, I will take heart, remembering the smile upon your face. May your dreams come true if you want them to, if you're willing to do what it takes. May we laugh and cry and always try to learn from our mistakes. And when we meet again, may we still be friends. And may your dreams come true if you want them to, if you're willing to do what it takes. May your dreams come true if you want them to, if you're willing to do what it takes.
Wow. May your dreams come true if you're willing to do what it takes. So participate in your miracle. First of all, believe. Second of all, co-create with Spirit and participate in your miracle, and let your miracle come from your heart and soul intention. If you don't remember anything else, just remember what Jana sang. Do what it takes. Take even the tiniest step towards your dream and your vision and your miracle. So, God bless you. I love you. And this is it for today. And I'll see you next week. And again, I don't know what I'll be talking about, but hopefully you'll enjoy it. So, love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.